transfer window has shut, and we have added a couple of players to the squad, and everything seems to be on track. We have also kept hold of Kitambala and Pook, and so our squad looks to be in very, very good shape, and all we need to do is keep doing what we're doing, and this could turn out to be a very successful season. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to Norwich, the Ferguson save set in the future, where our ultimate goal is to win the treble within 12 seasons. We took over Norwich last season when they were in 19th place on November the 6th, and we have had two very, very good seasons, and at the moment we are causing ourselves problems by being so successful, because two of Alex Ferguson's early achievements were winning the FA Cup in 4 years, and then after 5 years he went on to win the Fairs Cup, I think it was called. Now our problem is we are doing so well in our second season that it is likely that we are going to qualify for the Champions League. Now winning the Champions League in 5 seasons is going to be a lot more difficult than winning the Europa League or the Conference League. So in a sense, by doing so well, we are actually causing ourselves a problem in terms of knocking off each of his milestones. And one of the things that he did was win the FA Cup after 4 years. And as you can see, we are still in the FA Cup, and we will play today at home to Chelsea. And in the league, we are in second place, and we have 56 points from our 26 games. There are just 12 games to go. We are 2 points behind Manchester United, but more importantly, we are 10 points ahead of Newcastle, who are in 5th place. I wanted to finish in 5th, 6th or 7th. I didn't mind which, but unfortunately, the way things are panning out, it looks like we are going to finish in the top 4 and qualify for the Champions League. Now, obviously, that's a great achievement for this team, but winning the Champions League is going to be very, very difficult. We really do need to win a European trophy within the first 5 seasons, and I'm not sure if we're in the Champions League all the time that we're going to be able to achieve that. I think we could much more easily win one of the other 2 European competitions. And so today, yes, we will be playing at home to Chelsea in the FA Cup, and then we will be playing at home to Watford in the Premier League. A win against Watford in the Premier League could put us further ahead of Newcastle and could make us favourites to qualify for the Champions League. But I really want to win this FA Cup tie today and to make a challenge for the FA Cup. And so today's tie against Chelsea is a real test of how ready we are to win the FA Cup. But before we get into all that, if you are brand new to the channel and you like FM content and you love to see people suffer playing this game, then why not subscribe, like, watch and comment. Help the channel to grow. Help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling up above. And this channel has been set up to support the British Heart Foundation. But let's have a look at what has happened on the pitch since you were last with us. And when you were last with us, you saw us losing to Tottenham by 2-0, and then having that very lucky 2-1 victory at home to Leeds. We then beat Manchester United in the Premier League away by 1-0, and we followed that up with a very comfortable away trip to Wimbledon, where we won by 4-0. A poor result, a 0-0 draw away at West Ham, was followed by our best result of the season so far, where we defeated Manchester City at home by 1-0. And after that, we have beaten Chelsea at home by 2-1. And our form, as you can see in the Premier League, is very special. And not only that, but we are knocking over the big teams as well. Manchester United, Manchester City and Chelsea, we've knocked them all over. And so we are doing extremely well in the Premier League. And today we will be focused on the FA Cup 4th round tie against Chelsea at home, and we'll follow that up with the home game against Watford in the Premier League. That will mean that there will just be 11 games left in the Premier League at the end of today's episode, and I think we are pretty certain to qualify for the Champions League, although nothing is set in stone. The transfer window has closed, and we have managed to keep hold of Pook. nobody actually made a bid for him with his transfer value set at 100 million, and so he has decided, at least for now, he will stay. And the biggest news of all is that Kitambala has decided that we have strengthened the squad in the transfer window enough, and he has decided that he would like to stay too. And so those two very key players have pledged at least their short-term future to Norwich, and that is very, very good news. And in terms of transfers in and out, well, we did let a couple of players go. We let Freddie Paxton go. He went out to Sheffield United for 4.8 million. He wasn't very happy, and so he decided he wanted to go, and we were quite happy to let him go. Pahani, he went out to FLA for 5 million up front, 6.25 total, and so we've let go 2 players from our first team squad, and we raised about 10 million from that, which was not bad business. And coming in, we made 2 signings. We signed Robin Bertrand from Blackburn for £3.4 million. He is a deep line playmaker. He's not the greatest player in the world that I've ever seen, but the fans seem to think that he is a good signing. He's 30 years old. We still need to find a young DLP centre mid who can take on that role, as all our cover in this position is getting older and older, but he is the youngest of the bunch, and so hopefully he's got a couple of seasons left in him where he will be able to contribute. I don't see him ever being the first choice DLP, so we will need to find someone who can take over that mantle in the summer. We also brought in Arnaud Michel Reguin. He came in from Rennes for a transfer value of 16.25 million, rising to 17.75 million. We think he's a very good player. He's 22 years old, central defender. He's got all the right attributes for me. He's a very physical player. He has some very decent mentos for 22, and technically he's not a bad player either, and he can pass the ball to a certain extent, as well as do the things like tackling and marking. I think he's a very good signing, and the fans also agreed when he came in that he could be a key player for the team. We're hoping for big things from him. His value has already risen to 34 to 44 million, so we're hoping that he is going to be a very good signing for us. And so we have made 2 signings, which meant that Kitambala decided that those signings had strengthened the squad enough, and he was perfectly happy to stay, at least in the short term. And so now I think after all that news, we need to go and play this FA Cup game against Chelsea. It is a very big game. It's a game in which we are going to test whether we are ready yet to win the FA Cup, or whether it's a bridge too far at this stage. In terms of injuries, we only have 1 injury at the moment. Eduardo Pari, who is a fringe player, he is currently out for up to about 4 weeks. He has sprained knee ligaments, but that apart, we are in good shape, and we should hopefully put up a good performance against Chelsea. It always worries me, and FM still haven't sorted this out, where you have a league game followed by an FA Cup game against the same team, and it always worries me when you win the first game that you probably are destined to lose the second game. So we're going to have to play well today. We're going to have to set up properly. Let's go and kick some balls. And so the team for today against Chelsea in the FA Cup final 4th round is Gotts in goal, with Allen, Silva, Reguin makes his debut today, and McSweeney at the back. Ahanach, Fortes and Zapropoulos in midfield, with Kitambala, Pook and Wilden up front. And on the bench, we have a lot of talent on the bench. Jay Neal is on the bench. Antonio Lasharas. There's a lot of good players on the bench, should we need them. I am optimistic slightly about this match, but Chelsea are a very, very good team, and you can't write them off. And of course, there is always that. You usually win one and lose the other. And I really am perhaps not sure we're ready to win the FA Cup at this stage in our development as a team, and so maybe that's probably not going to happen for us today. I'd like to think we're good enough to win it, but I won't be surprised if Chelsea take the spoils here today. And Chelsea have made the better of the start, although we've come back into the game quite strongly. Match momentum is with us at the moment. We have had most of the possession, and we are putting pressure on Chelsea, taking the game to them, but yet really to create anything of note. And at the moment it's fairly even. Nobody's really creating much, and the score at the moment is 0-0, and there's just been one shot on goal that has come from Norwich. Chelsea have not really given us anything to worry about at this stage. Chelsea, who have a few days ago or 2 days ago just played Liverpool and drew with Liverpool, we've had the week to rest, so we are fitter than Chelsea, and maybe that will work in our favour. And here's Reguin. Reguin finds Ahanach. That's a poor pass from Ahanach. I need better from him. We are trying to put their defence under pressure, try to take advantage of tiredness, lack of concentration, but Chelsea do have the ball, looking to bring it forward. They are camped at the moment in their half. We need to stop them from playing the ball out, put pressure on them, close them down. But they're playing the ball around nicely. But that's a poor pass picked up by McSweeney. McSweeney finds Reguin. Reguin to Fortes. Fortes finds Silva. Nice football. Let's play it up. Let's get it forward. Here's Kitimbala. Kitimbala's touch is absolutely dreadful there. And we need to do a lot better. I'm going to shout at them. They need to focus. And really, I need to tell the whole team to focus. And that's a very poor pass. I'm a bit late telling them to focus. And Silva has gifted Chelsea a goal. And I was afraid of this. I really was afraid that this might happen. And we have just gifted Chelsea a goal, and I'm really shocked at what's happened there. Silva's pass was dreadful, and that is not what I was expecting. We've been the better team, and unfortunately, though, we've given Chelsea one chance. They've taken it, often the way of FM, and now we need to be a lot better. I'm going to shout at them when I can and tell them, but I want more from them. Silva, what a dreadful error. And we need more from this team. Need absolutely more. And we're matching them, but we just have given them a goal. And that's really unfortunate. But we do have a corner to the near post. It's hit the crossbar and gone over. And that old bogey of you win the first match. When you play these two teams together, you win the first match and then you will lose the second match. And it is happening again today. And yeah, tell them the fans are absolutely horrified by what you're doing. They turn up through thick and thin. You need to make them a little bit happier. Kitimbala and Silva, players I'm not expecting to make errors, have been responsible for causing us problems. Wilden is also having a poor game. This is not what I was expecting today. And again, we're going to shout at them and demand more. This is not acceptable. Chelsea are tiring. We should be the better team. We should be dominating the match. We are not. And Chelsea are looking like they are going to go on and win this quite comfortably. And we are not doing anything that gives me any confidence. Chelsea are in again. They do have another chance, but McSweeney's done well. Ball comes out to Fortes. Fortes to Kitimbala. Kitimbala finds Pook. Pook running down the left. Ball over the top, looking for Wilden. Can Wilden get on the end of it? Wilden has nodded it towards the goal, and Wilden has made it 1-1. Is it going to be called offside, though? I think the referee might be checking this for offside. It is going to be given, I think. I think we've probably deserved this, and Wilden, brilliant header. The goalkeeper was closing him down. He didn't try to bring the ball down, and it is now 1-1. I think I need to make some changes, and let's go. And we'll wait until this highlight is finished. Zaprapoulos with the corner to the back post. There's a chance. It's hit the post. It has gone in. It is Wilden. Is it Wilden again? He has got his second. We are 2-1 up now, and we are putting Chelsea to the sword. It is being checked again. Is it going to be called offside this time? No, it is awarded. We are 2-1 up now. Wilden suddenly came into his own. He wasn't having a great game, but what an angle. What a strike. And he has made it 2-1 to Norwich. We are in the ascendancy. Time to go and make some changes. And so we have made some changes. We do need to keep an eye on Chelsea making some changes. They are absolutely exhausted. And I think we will go and alter and make our final changes. But we do have this highlight to see through first. And we've given the ball away again at the back. We're not supposed to be playing the ball out from the back. And we are causing ourselves absolutely terrible problems. And Chelsea are coming forward again. We've managed to clear the ball, but it's only as far as the Chelsea player. They've hit the crossbar. And yeah, we are not. So I'm going to ask the players to be more disciplined. They are not supposed to be playing out of defence. I'm going to make some more changes. And so we have made our final changes, and hopefully it will be enough to see us over the line. Chelsea are very, very tired. That game they played against Liverpool has taken its toll. The match momentum is still with us. I'd become more comfortable if it was 3-1 rather than 2-1. Chelsea are looking to bring the game to us still, and we need to close them down. Well done. And Hillman picks up the loose ball. Hillman looking to bring it forward. And I really do need to tell them not to dribble. They are really playing poorly at the moment. And we have intercepted. And here's Kitambala. Kitambala, he finds Carioca. Carioca finds Silva. Silva back to Carioca. Hillman on the right wing. He finds Norris. And again, poor first touch. We've lost the ball again. Chelsea bringing it forward. I don't think we really deserve to win this game. And Chelsea are back in the game. We have made so many errors. It's just unbelievable. And I'm not very happy about the number of errors that we have made. It's been one after another, and we don't really deserve it, even though we got ourselves back. There's a first touch error, another error there in midfield. We simply have not been good enough, and Chelsea deserve to be back in this game. Given the number of errors that we've made, this is quite shocking. And I'm going to shout at them again and berate them this time. This is not acceptable. They have not been good enough. And it's going to go to a replay, I guess. And there is going to be one highlight, though. One more highlight. And the ball is played long by Chelsea. We're not picking up the loose ball. Chelsea are coming forward again. They are the better team. That's a good tackle. And Chelsea are the better team at the moment and probably will win this now. And they're playing the ball around very nicely. They have scored. It is 3-2. We are going out of the cup. I suspected something like this because it is the second game of 2, and you usually can only win 1. And I suspected something like this would happen. They are checking for VAR, but I think he was onside. It's going to be awarded. No, it has been disallowed. That surprises me. And we're still in the cup, but this is not acceptable. It's been a very poor performance. The number of errors we have made in this game, and I don't think he was offside at all. We've been given one there. And there's going to be another highlight. And I wish FM would just put me out of my misery. You're not going to allow us to win this second match of 2. And it doesn't happen, and Chelsea have finally scored. And that is it. And it was coming. We have not been allowed to win both games, and we are out of the cup for this year. But that doesn't worry me. It just shows we're not ready to win the FA Cup. It was another error. Lots of errors going on here today. More errors. And finally, Chelsea have done it. And I don't need to see this again. Thank you very much. And we are going out of the FA Cup. I'm really disappointed, both in my team and FM, because I knew that you would not be allowed to win both games. I'm going to say proud of your efforts. But at the end of the day, we should have won that. We didn't. And the game didn't allow us. Between you and me, you never win both games. You will only ever win one of them. So FM really needs to sort that out. Why is it you always, at some point in the season, will have 2, maybe 3 games in different cup competitions, and you'll have the Premier League against the same team? I thought in the winter update that was going to be sorted out. It hasn't been. It's still happening, and you're still not allowed to win both of them. And I don't think there's been many occasions where I have won all of the ties that you play against the same club. Anyway, we are out of the cup. We do have to get ready to play Watford now. It's a game that we should probably win. I actually don't want to be in the position that we are in. I would prefer to have a couple of defeats now, go down the table a little bit, finish in 5th or 6th, because getting into the Europa League or the Conference League will be a much better result for us than the Champions League at this stage. Let's go and get the team ready for Watford. We'll be right back. And so the team for today against Watford, a very rotated team from the last game. We need to do better in this game than we did against Chelsea. Team today is Gotts in goal, with Carioca, Lasharas, Regwan and Allen at the back. Norris, Sutherland and Zapropoulos in midfield, with Marcos, Neil and Wilden today up front. This is a game that we should win. It wouldn't surprise me if we don't. I'm going into this with a very open mind. I'm going to attack Watford. If we can score goals, we'll win. If we don't score goals, then we won't. And I think we do need to go out there. And I've got faith in you. Go and get the 3 points out here. Go and make our position in the table safe. We're still in second. And the teams below us have already played. Manchester City drew, Newcastle drew. There have been a lot of shock results. The only one that wasn't a shock was Manchester United beat Leeds to maintain their position at the top. And here is Zapropoulos. Zapropoulos looking for Neil. Neil's in space. Ball into the box. It has found its way in. Antonio Marcos has made it Norwich 1, Watford 0. That's what we want to do. We want to attack them. We want to make their lives a misery. Get out there, score goals. And lovely ball from Zapropoulos. Found Neil in acres of space. Inside, and Tono Marcos has made it 1-0. One shot, one goal. I'd like that to continue if we possibly can. Let's put Watford to sleep here today. We're going to stay 2 points clear. 2 points behind Manchester United if we can. If we win here, we will be 8 points clear of Manchester City coming into the last 11 games. And that's probably going to be too much for Manchester City to actually overcome. But we've got to be defensively solid at the back. And at the moment, we're not being too solid. I have asked the boys to keep the line high. They don't really have a lot of pace, Watford, so we're just going to keep a high line, and so that they're not able to attack us with these through balls, etc. So we do have to keep an eye on it. They are having a lot of set pieces, and I don't like multiple set pieces for the opposition, and we need to clear this. And the goalkeeper's done well, but it's only punched out. We need to bring this ball forward. We need to tackle them. We need to get our foot in, but the highlight has come to an end. And hopefully now that's the end of their set pieces for today. They do have a throw-in, though. They are actually dominating the match at the moment. We are a goal ahead, but it is all Watford at the moment. We need to be very, very careful. I have to demand more from this team. They're not playing very well again. And here come Watford. Watford are in space. Is it as a goal for Watford? Are we going to keep it out? We're in. Just get rid of it. Put it into row Z. What are you doing? We are again playing out from the back where they have strict instructions not to do so. We are not good enough yet to be doing that kind of nonsense. And at the moment, we're just hanging on by the skin of our teeth. It's only poor finishing that is keeping Watford at bay. And this is like, I am not happy again. And yeah, let's get this forward of theirs tight marked. I really don't feel that this has been a very good performance at all. And whilst we are 1-0 up, I'm going to tell them that this has not been good enough. This isn't good enough. And Norris, who's starting, in his first game for a while. He's a little bit nervous, but you're supposed to be a decent player and you need to be doing better. We do have a throw-in, and Alan finds Karaoke to Lasheras. We have both full-backs, both centre-backs on a yellow card, which is not great. That's a poor header from Watford. There is a ball into the box. We do have a chance. It's bobbling around, and it has gone in, and Jay Neal has finally put it over the line. It's now 2-0 to Norwich, and I feel a little bit better about things now. I need to tell the boys to stay on their feet, I think. This is really poor. We've got a lot of yellow cards going on out there. And I don't know why we're playing so badly at the moment. We are winning, though. And I think we will tell them to stay on their feet. And we probably need to tell Regwoon to ease off the tackles. We don't want anybody sent off here. And we'll tell Lasheras to ease off the tackles as well. But again, it's Watford coming forward. And we are, though, bringing it out from the back. And again, I want us to play the ball out much more directly. And that's better. Lovely ball over the top. Finds Neil. Neil has a shot and it goes just past the post. And it is 2-0 still to Norwich. We are still in the lead. I'm going to come back to a more positive style of play now. Not to a balance. We're going to go positive. I think possibly being attacking has let them have a number of chances. And that might explain why we're being a little bit crazy at the back. And that's a nice interchange. But that's a poor pass, but nicely tackled. And here is Sutherland. Sutherland finds Norris. That's a very, very poor piece of play by Norris again. And I'm going to actually up the tempo. I'm going to go much higher, as high as we can go, because there's a lot of dilly-dallying going on, and I'm not too happy about it. And here's Alan. Get rid of it. We can pass the ball around. Doesn't need to be held on to. That's much better. Neil looking for Zapropoulos. Zapropoulos bursting into the box looking for Neil. Neil can't get on the end of it. It remains 2-0. And again, Watford are coming forward. They are absolutely destroying us at the moment. And they are going to score. They have put it wide. And I am not happy with this team. I don't know what is wrong with them recently. We are maintaining the gap, but Tottenham actually have, because they are beating Blackburn, Tottenham have gone above Manchester City. Time to make some changes, I think. And so we have made our final changes. And I'm not very happy with this team, although the ratings that we have had were not that bad. I'm not really happy about the way we seem to be playing, and it does seem like we're possibly going to go into a poor run where the way it looks on the pitch doesn't look like we're in control of anything, doesn't look like we've got our act together in any way. We seem to be playing better now with the higher tempo, just not stalling on the ball, and it seems to have improved things a little bit better. Marcus Antonio, he picks up the ball. He's getting very old now, Antonio. Sutherland, he finds Pook. Pook is in space. Pook has put it away. It is now 3-0. And I think that might have to be a permanent change. I think we look better when we're playing it at a much higher tempo. And that may well become a permanent change. The passing now is a lot slicker since I made that change. And getting rid of the ball very quickly. Pook bursting into the box there. It's about time he put one of those away. He's very capable of doing it. He's been out of sorts of lately, but back in form now. And it is now Norwich 3, Watford 0. We maintain our second position in the table, 2 points behind Manchester United. And as the game is coming to a close, we have beaten Watford quite comfortably by 3-0. We had a few worrying moments during that game, but we have managed to come through and win. Nice work. Once you got your acts together, it seemed to flow a lot better. And so we have maintained our position in the Premier League. We are second in the league. and I thought Tottenham were playing today. They were beating Blackburn apparently, but has that game been abandoned or something? Because now Manchester City have gone back above them and Tottenham have a game in hand. Might be a latest score, who knows. But we are where we are. We are very happy to be where we are. Tono Marcos picked up a knock, but that's not a big knock. And if we look at what's coming up ahead, we have Arsenal, Aston Villa, Wolves, West Brom, Newcastle. We're going to come back probably for Bournemouth and Blackburn. Two very big games, probably will be season-defining games. Will decide whether we are in the Champions League or some other European competition at that stage. And that's it for this video. If you are brand new to the channel and you like FM content, why not subscribe, like, watch, comment, help the channel to grow, help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling above. From a very happy manager, I'm a bit upset about the double game against Chelsea. You very rarely are going to win both of them. I didn't think we were going to win both of them today, although I thought we were as good as Chelsea, but it wasn't to be. We are, however, second in the league. We are supposed to finish in 15th, so that makes me a very happy manager. And all that remains to be said now. Take care, and we'll see you in the next episode.